All right, so today we're taking a deep dive into Accenture.
Accenture, yeah.
See if their stock, ticker symbol ACN, if that's something that maybe you want to look into.
You could be a good fit, yeah.
Yeah, for your portfolio. We've got some sources here.
We do.
We've got Morningstar, we've got companies' market cap, we've got
Mhm.
tip ranks, and just to give us kind of well-rounded picture, we've even got good old Wikipedia here.
Always helpful.
So we're going to look into their
Of
financials,
course. Yeah.
look into their acquisitions, and even some ESG considerations. They could help you decide if Accenture deserves a spot in that portfolio of yours.
Yeah, I think it's really interesting because, I mean, right off the bat, you see they've got this incredible, strong market position.
Yeah.
But, they're also operating in a world that is changing so rapidly, so that's always something to keep in mind.
Right.
When you look at companies' market cap, they list their market cap at $226.4 billion
Wow.
with a B. It's massive. And that makes them the 49th most valuable company globally.
Okay, so that's a good sign. That's a sign of stability.
Absolutely.
They're not going anywhere.
Exactly. And their revenue kind of reflects that. Wikipedia, $64.9 billion in revenue for 2024.
Okay.
So pretty consistent upward trend over the past decade when you look at the numbers.
Like good. That's good.
Wow.
So they seem, financially at least, they seem pretty rock solid. But what about the actual,
Right.
what are they doing to stay ahead?
Yeah, how are they innovating? That's where the acquisition strategy gets really fascinating. So, TrackSend data shows that they average 26 acquisitions per year
Wow. Okay.
for the past 3 years.
That's a lot of companies.
It is.
Yeah.
Mainly in, IT services, management consulting.
So they're buying anything and everything, or is there a strategy?
I think it's very strategic. I mean, you look at like a recent acquisition award solutions, they specialize in 5G training.
Oh, wow.
So this suggests they're not just keeping up with trends, but they want to be the go-to place for expertise in those areas.
They're buying their way into the future.
Yeah, I mean, you could say that.
Is that sustainable? I mean, is that,
Yeah,
I don't know.
it's a good question. And so that's where it's worth looking at. Like, okay, what is their valuation? Morningstar gives them a hold rating. So they're saying like they're fairly valued right now.
Right.
Then you've got like tip ranks analysts, and they're mostly giving it a moderate buy with a price target suggesting over 6% of upside.
Okay, so some people think it's good. Some people think it's maybe wait and see.
Yeah,
I'm sensing a theme here. It's complicated
right. It's nuanced.
when it comes to Accenture.
Yeah, it's not a simple yes or no.
Right.
I think looking at a few more of these recent acquisitions might give us a better idea of where they're headed. For example, they acquired Udacity,
Oh, wow.
a major online learning platform.
What are they getting into education, or is that more like retraining for,
Yeah, upskilling their own workforce. It
Yeah.
could be both.
Yeah.
I mean, it could also be a play to offer like corporate training solutions
Right.
to their existing clients, which is, as the demand for these digital skills grows, that's a smart move.
It makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So Udacity. Any other ones that kind of stand out to you?
Yeah, I think the Shelby Group is a very interesting one.
Okay.
They are a supply chain optimization company.
So they're on top of current events. They know what's going on.
You could say that, yeah, especially with all the disruptions we've seen globally in recent years.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So, strong financials, aggressively acquiring companies,
Hmm.
positioning themselves for the future. But how does all this translate to their day-to-day? What are they selling?
Right.
Who are they selling it to?
Essentially, they're a giant consulting and IT services firm.
Okay.
And Wikipedia actually breaks it down into their 5 main segments.
Okay.
So strategy and consulting, technology, operations, they have Accenture Song. That focuses on marketing and creative solutions.
Oh, wow.
And then Industry X, which is all about like digital transformation
Okay.
across various industries.
So they're not just like advising companies. They're also implementing using technology.
Exactly.
Okay.
They're working with some of the biggest companies and governments in the world.
Okay. So that's great for stability, but also they're exposed to global risks.
Absolutely.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, their performance is inherently tied to the overall economy. So if we see like a global recession, that's definitely going to impact their bottom line.
That's something to keep in mind for sure.
Ugh.
Okay. But, before we get too gloomy, let's talk about the pros and cons
Okay.
of owning Accenture stock. From an investor's perspective, what are we looking at? We've got, on the plus side, we've got strong financials, we've got a diverse business. It seems like they've got a clear strategy for the future growth.
Yeah, and they pay a dividend,
Okay.
according to Morningstar,
Okay, that's good.
which is always a plus for income-focused investors.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
And it's worth noting that we didn't find anything about share buybacks in the sources.
Interesting. So maybe something to look into if you're thinking about investing.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. So we got, aside from, their kind of dependence on the global economy,
Right.
any other downsides?
Well, I think their size, it can be a double-edged sword. Right.
Oh, for sure.
Like, it gives them clout, but it can also make them less agile than smaller competitors.
Right.
And, Wikipedia mentions this controversial project they had with the UK's National Health Service
Uh-oh.
that ultimately failed. So, large-scale government contracts can be risky business.
Yeah, you don't know what's going to happen with that.
You don't. And sometimes it's a lot of money down the drain.
Right.
For everybody.
Yeah. So, size can be a blessing and a curse, it seems like, in a lot of ways in the business world. But,
Absolutely.
for an investor, for yourself, you have to consider also, like, the ethical implications of,
The ESG factors.
a company. Yeah.
Yeah.
Their actions.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's where, some additional research might be needed.
Yeah.
Our sources didn't really dive deep into Accenture's ESG performance.
Right.
But there are a few points, I think, that raise questions.
Okay.
Their decision to first incorporate in Bermuda, a well-known tax haven,
Oh, okay.
and then move their headquarters to Ireland,
Right.
which also has a pretty favorable tax regime,
Right.
might give some investors pause.
Yeah, it definitely makes you think about their priorities a little bit.
Right.
And, Wikipedia mentions some controversies regarding a U.S. immigration contract
Right.
and reports of poor working conditions for Facebook content moderators they employed.
Yeah.
So that's not something you want to see associated with a company that you're invested in.
Not really. No.
Yeah.
It all comes back to values. As an investor, are you comfortable supporting a company
Right.
whose actions might not align with your own ethical principles?
Right.
That's a question you have to answer.
Yeah. And that's a great point. I think, again, we're not here to tell anyone what to do. We just want to give you the information
Exactly.
and let you make the best decision for yourself.
Right.
Yeah. So let's pull it all together here
Okay.
with Accenture. They're a global powerhouse in the professional services industry, rock solid financial track record.
Yeah.
Seems like they're actively acquiring companies to stay ahead of the trends,
Right.
5G, digital transformation.
Yeah, those evolving needs of the workforce.
But massive organization,
Yeah, can make them less nimble.
a little bit,
Yeah.
and tied to the global economy.
Yeah, for sure.
So, and then we've got these ethical considerations that are,
Yeah, they're there.
they're there.
Yeah.
So I guess the real question is, does Accenture's growth potential outweigh these potential risks?
Right. Yeah. Do their strengths align with your investment goals
Right.
and your risk tolerance?
And maybe just as importantly, do you believe in their vision for the future?
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
Ultimately, only you can decide
Right.
if Accenture is the right fit for your portfolio.
Right.
But hopefully, this deep dive at least gives you a solid foundation.
Yeah. Just a place to start.
Yeah, a starting point.
Yeah. We've given you the insights. Now it's time for you to do your own due diligence.
Absolutely. Look beyond the headlines.
Yeah.
Compare Accenture to its competitors.
Right.
Consider your own investment horizon.
Yeah.
And don't forget those ESG factors we talked about.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And most importantly, remember that investing is a journey, not a destination.
Yeah, I like that.
There's always more to learn.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Market's always changing.
Always.
But that's what makes it so exciting.
That's what makes it fun.
Yeah.
We would love to hear what you took away from this deep dive. Head over to our YouTube channel and let us know what you thought
Yeah. What stood out to you about Accenture?
in the comments.
And what other companies or trends would you like us to explore in future deep dives?
Yeah, we're always looking for new ideas, but
Always.
before you go, let's leave you with one final thought.
Okay, I like it.
Given their,
Yeah.
aggressive acquisition strategy,
Right.
it makes you wonder, could they become too big for their own good?
It's a valid concern.
Yeah.
We saw how their size can create challenges like that NHS project that we discussed.
Yeah, and with each new acquisition, they're integrating different cultures, systems,
Absolutely.
ways of doing business.
Different ways of thinking, yeah?
It's a delicate balancing act.
It
Can they
is.
maintain that agility and innovative spirit
Yeah.
as they continue to grow?
That's the million-dollar question,
Right.
and it's something we'll be watching closely.
There you have it. A glimpse into the world of Accenture,
A company at the forefront of the professional services industry
facing both opportunities and challenges.
in this rapidly changing world.
We hope this deep dive has equipped you with the knowledge
And insights
to make informed decisions.
about your own investments,
Remember, knowledge is power.
especially in the world of finance.
Thanks for joining us on the deep dive.
Until next time.
Happy investing.